Hey everybody, how's it going? I felt like I collaborated with a friend, and I wanted to start doing a video, just sharing a little bit about myself and just encouraging people through here. And it's been a while since I've done any encouragement, but I wanted to first start out with who I am and what my testimony is. A little bit of is back in 2009, I had an opportunity to go play college football or come out to Bethel School of Supernatural Ministry, and I felt like the Lord said, come to school, come to the School of Ministry. And so I chose to come out to the School of Ministry, even though I didn't really want to. I was like, my heart was more leaned towards college football. I really felt like the Lord said, come out to School of Ministry. And so I did. And when I was in first year, I was just crying these tears. And I was like, God, what am I doing here? And he said, your identity is not wrapped up in sports. It's wrapped up in me. And now I'm not saying that to shut down people's dreams, because God is all for your dreams. If you have dreams in there, God put those dreams inside of you. And anyways, so I ended up going to the School of Ministry, and I began learning how to hear the voice of God. There were some awesome prophetic words that were spoken over my life. And I was like, how is this going to look? What does that look like? You know? And so for a long time, I was trying to pursue these words and trying to make things happen. But slowly I realized that God he's completely in control, that he's the one that makes these things happen. And so, I ended up doing all 3 years of the School of Ministry, and interned under the youth pastor, which was a blast. He was amazing, which was Tom Crandall. He's incredible. So shout out to him. So anyways, I ended up doing the school, and went back, played a season of college football, and then I got hired on to do security at the church, and guard the pastors and guard speakers. And me, as you can see, I'm not very big, but I loved people, and I just wanted to be here, and I wanted to be in the environment. And during that time, the Lord began to rekindle even some more fire inside of my heart, and I became really hungry for the presence of God. There was another level of like, I'm hungry for God, and that's all that mattered, was that I was hungry for the Lord. And during that time, there was this two prophet guys that came through town, which was Bobby Connor and Bob Harley. And while Bob Harley was here, I looked at when he came through town. I was really just hungry. He just did some adoration. The guy was super funny, and we did some adoration and worship. And that night I had a dream. I had the night that he came and spoke, and I had a dream, and there was just some stuff in my life, and I knew I needed to get right with the Lord. And I was hungry. I was like, and I ran up to him, and I was like, hey, I'm really hungry for God. I want what you have, and like, I'm hungry for what you and Bobby Connor have. And he said, come to my meeting. He didn't end up prophesying over me, nothing big. But later that week, later during the time while he was visiting, I just became super hungry and hungry for more of what they had. And this presence just kept filling me. And that night, while Bobby Connor was speaking, the man was absolutely hilarious. And people were getting healed. There were just crazy prophetic stuff. If you're familiar with that, it was just awesome that God was just revealing his love and his presence. And later that night, I was like, I gotta have this guy lay hands on me. And he didn't end up laying hands on me because I couldn't find him afterwards. But an intercessor at the church came up to me and said, are you familiar with a seer's gift? And during that time, the Lord began to open up my eyes to the supernatural realm a little bit. I'd see colors and lights and different colors resting on people, and I didn't understand what any of it meant. So I just kind of been putting it on the shelf, but I've still always kind of seen different stuff. And it's just a gift I think God's just been awakening me that I don't fully understand. And I want to just bless you with that, because my time's almost up. But anyways, the Lord showed up, and I had a fear of the Lord moment, and it was incredible. I'll be probably sharing a little bit on it next time, and I'll just collaborated that. But anyways, I just release the Father's love over you, and that you would encounter the Father's love. And oh, I still got some more time. Never mind. So anyways, that night, she starts talking to me about this Seer's gift, and I'm like, yeah, go on, because I hadn't shared with anybody a whole lot about what was happening to me. And she looks at me and she's like, there's purple on you, which is royalty. That's what purple means. And then she stops and says, oh, I'm not supposed to tell you anything else. And she ends up walking away. And I was like, what the heck? Like, Lord, she just told me a little bit about like what was happening with me. And then she said that you said not to say anything. So from there on out, like the Lord began to open up my eyes. But later that night, it felt like there was this presence that was following me. And I began to open up my Bible to 1 Peter chapter 2. And it talks about being a royal priesthood and a holy nation. And it felt like this fear of the Lord came over my life. Like, I love you so much, but you could die. But that was my experience. And I just want to impart that to you as well, and everything that God has given me over the last 5 years, that you would encounter the Father's love, and that there'd be a new level of hunger in this time, especially of what's going on in our nation, that there would be a turning back to the Lord, and that there would be supernatural encounters that would begin to happen in your life, and that the Lord and that you'd hear the voice of the Lord in this time and what He's basically done in my life. And I would love to share more, because I'm still new to this video thing. And anyways, I just bless you guys, and I bless that you would begin to hear the voice of the Father, and that there would be encounters, and that words of knowledge would begin to happen through your life of that God's done in my own personal life. So I just impart some of the prophetic and wisdom and discernment, but that the whole thing is about Jesus, and that Jesus' name would be glorified. And I just bless you guys, and I hope you guys have a good day. Amen.